Hello, this video will discuss about aspects in Vedic astrology. Aspects in Sanskrit is called Drishti. We have aspects by planets on another houses, which means that those planets simply look at the other planets or the signs or those houses. So if the house does not have any other planet on it, that particular planet which is aspecting will aspect that house or a sign. And if that house or sign has a planet in it, then the aspecting planet will aspect that planet and the house or the zodiac sign both. So we will be discussing about aspects in this video, and we will be discussing about the aspects of all the 9 planets, which are Jupiter, Saturn, Sun, Mercury, Mars, Moon, Venus, Rahu, and Ketu. So all these 9 planets do aspect other houses, and like I had mentioned, if the house is empty, meaning which that house does not have a planet, the aspect will be on that house or that zodiac sign. And if there is a planet sitting in that house or zodiac sign, then the aspect will be on the house as well as that planet. So what happens is then when the aspecting planet aspects that house or planet, then it affects that planet or house which is being aspected. And how they get influence will depend on the nature of the aspecting planet, the relationship between the aspecting planet and the aspected planet, or the relationship between the aspecting planet and the aspecting zodiac sign, or the relationship between the aspecting planet and the aspected house, the lordship of the aspecting planet, or the lordship of the aspected house or zodiac sign. So all these factors are going to determine what kind of influence the aspecting planet will have on the aspected planet or house or zodiac sign. So here are the rules of aspects. Now, all planets will aspect, and we've already discussed what aspect is. Aspect is simply meaning that it's looking at. So all planets, as a rule, will aspect the sign or the planet or the house placed exactly opposite to them. That means 180 degrees from them. That means the 7th house from where the aspecting planet is placed. So for example, if a planet is placed in the 1st house, it will aspect exactly opposite to the 1st house, which is the 7th house. Similarly, if a planet is sitting in the 2nd house, then it will aspect the house or the zodiac sign which is exactly opposite to it, which is the 8th house, because we know that the 8th house is right opposite to the 2nd house, or it is at 180 degrees from the 2nd house. So this is a general rule that all planets which are the 9 planets we have been talking about: Jupiter, Saturn, Sun, Mercury, Mars, Moon, Venus, Rahu, and Ketu. All these 9 planets will be aspecting the 7th house, or exactly 180 degrees from where they are situated. So that's rule number 1. And this aspect is called a full aspect. Now, other than the 7th aspect, there are some planets which have an additional aspect other than the 7th aspect, which is the full aspect or a direct aspect. And what are those special aspects? We can call them special aspects as well, which are other than the full aspects. Those special aspects are as follows. So Mars aspects the 4th and the 8th house from where it is placed. So 7th is common to all the planet. So in addition to the 7th aspect, Mars will also aspect the 4th and the 8th house from where it is placed. Similarly, other than the 7th house, which is the full aspect, Jupiter will aspect the 5th and the 9th house from its placement. Coming to Saturn, other than the 7th aspect, which is the full aspect, Saturn will have an additional aspect on the 3rd house and the 10th house from where it is placed. And Rahu and Ketu will aspect the 5th and the 9th house from where they are placed, in addition to the full aspect, which is the 7th house aspect. So I hope I've made myself clear here. However, in certain scriptures by Parashara, Rahu and Ketu also aspect the 2nd house from where they are placed. And why 2nd house? Because for an aspect of Rahu and Ketu, we go in the reverse direction. And Parashara has mentioned that the aspect of Rahu and Ketu are 5th, 9th, and 12th from where it is placed in the reverse direction. Because as we know that Rahu and Ketu always are retrograde in a chart, and they move in the reverse direction in the chart. So Rahu and Ketu, to give you an example, if Rahu is sitting in Aries, its next movement will not be in Taurus, which is the 2nd sign from Aries. Its next movement will be backwards, which is the sign of Pisces. So they move in the opposite direction, and Sage Parashara has very clearly mentioned that the aspect of Rahu and Ketu is 5th, 9th, and 12th in the reverse direction. So if you look at in the direct direction, then it comes to be a 2nd, 5th, and 9th house aspect from where it is placed, or from where Rahu and Ketu are placed, in addition to the 7th house. So this was the discussion on the aspects, or as it is called, Drishti in Vedic astrology. And we will be taking up another topic in our next video. Thank you.